Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel Lions, Tigers and Music Theory or Mine. Today I would like to explain the major scale to you guys. The scale comes from Latin, means ladder, and most scales have 8 notes on the musical staff, stepping from line to space and space to line. Of course there are many different types of scales, but I'm only going to talk about the major scale today. According to Solfege and Kodály, the major scale can also be called the Do scale. Because when you sing a Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do, then you're actually singing a major scale. And it's somewhat easier to understand when you play in G major or D major or A major, any of the other majors, if you move the Do. Yes, it's called the movable Do. So let me write up the major scale for you guys. Actually, I've done that. So, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. So a scale gets its name from the first starting note and the ending note, basically because it is the same note. So if I call Do the C, then it's going to be a C major scale. If I call Do the B flat, it's going to be the B flat major scale, and so on. But important to know how to recognize a major scale versus a minor scale is that you look at the first 4 notes of the scale. It's also called the tetrachord. Tetra means 4 in Greek. And basically we're going to look at the first 4 notes of the scale. That's very important. Between Do and Re, there is a big step. Basically we call it the whole step. Between Re and Mi, it's also another whole step. And between Mi and Fa, it's a half step. So basically the first pattern, whole step, half step, will be deciding that you are going to be indeed singing, playing in a D or in a major, in a Do scale. This is what the major tetrachord is. Again, the first 4 notes, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, come out to a tetrachord. Tetra means 4 in Greek. And between Do and Re is a whole step, between Re and Mi is a whole step, and between Mi and Fa is a half step. So whole step, half step. If this is how your scale starts, then you are actually playing or singing a major scale. Let's see what the movable Do means. I'm going to delete this part, but I'm going to leave this part of the scale. Just quickly going to mark these very important half steps. They will be important because they are going to define our next sharp or our next flat in our scales. According to Solfege and Kodály, a Do was movable. So not every C is a Do. Do could be D, then you are in D major. Do could be E, then you are in E major. Or Do could also be A flat, then you are in A flat major. It is very simple to think this way, because if you look at your music, you see 4 flats, that's A flat major, then I'm just going to go ahead and sing a scale to myself starting on A flat being the Do. So with that being said, I'm going to go on a simple trip with you guys. Let's say that Do equals G, right? If you look at the circle of 5th, G is right here. It's the next scale after C. So if G equals Do, then I guess A equals Re, B equals Mi, C equals Fa, D equals Sol, E equals La. We have an F sharp equals T, and G equals Do. This is where your first sharp comes in, okay? The F sharp. we needed the F to be elevated to be taken half step up, so we can actually get our half step connection between T and Do. Now as we go on the right side of the circle, going to D major, A major, E major, and so on, we keep on adding a sharp, and the new sharp will always be the T note. I can prove it to you. Let's see, the next scale in the circle of fifth is a D scale. So I'm going to say D equals Do. A whole step from D is E. A whole step from E is F sharp. A half step from F sharp is G, because we need a half step, remember? From a whole step from G is A. A whole step from A is B. A whole step from B is C sharp. And that is actually your new sharp in the next scale, which is the D scale. You added a sharp, the C sharp. So now you have two sharps, the F sharp and the C sharp. So if we follow this logic, we end up noticing that the new sharp that is added to the next scale in the circle of fifth will always be on the spot of the T. Again, I'm going to just summarize it. So major scale is basically a Do scale, Do to Do, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. The Do is movable according to the circle of fifth, so the Do can be a G, and you are in G major. A Do can also be a D, then you are in D major, or A, and so on. Or we can go to the left side of the circle with the flats. Do can also equal F, and then I'm going to use a B flat in the spot of Fa, but that I explain later to you guys. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening. I hope you liked it. Please give me a thumbs up. Please share my video if you think that it's really cool and you understood it and someone else could benefit from it. Put your comments and suggestions for me below. I would really like to hear from you guys, and see you next time with the minor scales.